Hello, women of the channel Leadership Network. I'm Jackie Rives, your community leader, and welcome to another Woman of the Week. This week, I am very excited to introduce you to Tanaz Choudhury, President and CEO of TanChes Global Management. Hi, Tanaz. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Jackie. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely excited to get to talk to you more and get to know you even better. So let's start off with the icebreaker questions. Where do you live and where did you grow up if that's different?
I live on the sweetest place on earth. I live in Sugarland, Texas, and I grew up in Bombay, so I'm a city rat all the way.
I love it. I love it. Um, what is a little known fact about you that you're willing to share?
The It's a little known fact, but some people who are close to me know this, that I was the only citizens volunteer with the Houston Fire Department and the Houston Police Department before I became a citizen of the United States.
I love that. That's amazing. I'm always in awe of you. Like every time I get the chance to speak to you, I always learn something really new and very cool.
Thank you for saying that. It's a bit crazy, but it's also cool. So yeah,
No, it's fun.
definitely.
It's fun to learn like these little fun facts about people that are in your life. So I appreciate learning something new.
Thank
All
you.
right. So let's dive more into the professional side. So, have you ever questioned your abilities or qualifications, and how did you kind of tackle or overcome that challenge?
Contrary to popular belief that I am very confident, which I am on most days, I'm also human. So, yes, I have actually contemplated things. And I think we all do, right? If you're headed in the right direction, you are going to have those butterflies. And I take those as one of my validity tests. Because if I don't feel that way, then I'm either not going in the right direction or doing something that has been done before. So, yes, I do question myself. I do question my qualifications for projects, but not necessarily my qualifications uh, as a student or as I would say as a leader, because
Yeah.
I feel like I have put in the work, I have done the tests, right, which qualify me and check that box. So do I have second thoughts on things? Of course I do. But all in all, the key for me is always kind of getting punched and then getting back up, right? So when you
Yeah, I
self
love that.
doubt, it's also a matter of being able to self realize and then self abdicate those thoughts and move forward in the direction that you know you're supposed to be working towards.
Those are great insights. I love that you're attributing to that is that that's your if that feeling is happening, that's kind of your opportunity for growth. And yes, you have all the basis to get you into that spot, but then that's your opportunity to learn more, get to the next level, make changes and innovate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the butterflies that keep me on my toes.
I love it. How did you reach your level of success given the gender gap, particularly amongst being a leader?
So, one word comes to mind here, right? It's authenticity. If you're doing the right thing and you're doing it over and over, time and again, regardless of the circumstances, people will come to respect you. Uh, I do think there's a gender gap. However, I feel if you're really good at what you do and you're authentically delivering that service delivery module for yourself, then at a certain point, it's going to become hard for people to not notice you. So you become so successful that they can't ignore the fact that you are successful, but the fact that you're also a woman.
That's eloquently put, Tanas. I mean, there's nothing more I can add to that. That beautifully said.
Awesome.
Um, One of my favorite questions, because I always learn something new, no matter who I'm talking to. How do you protect and create that balance between your personal life and your professional life?
Well, the fact that there's a word balance, right? It's always going to be tilted on one side or the other, just like in a
Yep.
weighing scale. And it's just for you to find your own happy medium. So I feel like some days work is a lot more than I pay attention to personal aspects. And some days the personal aspects take over. It's just as human beings, we have to have the ability to figure out where our balance lies, right? There's no such thing as a work life balance that can
Right.
be a silver bullet that applies to everyone. You have to figure out some days you're going to put in an 18-hour work day, and some days you're going to put in an 18-hour play day. And it's up to you to figure out which one of those is today going to be and what are the circumstances around it. You also have to be responsible because you did mention leadership. So, part of leadership is putting the needs of the organization and the team before yours. And that means your work life balance is going to be a bit off than others who are not with that many responsibilities as such. So, I think um, with much given comes much required, right? So you have to be able to give that to your team. They have to know that they can count on you. They have to know that you are accessible. And that means an invasion of privacy, of time, of, your personal needs. But I think that's so important because on one hand, yes, you are an executive and you're running this and you are successful. And we all tell ourselves we have the illusion of being uh, business owners, but we are actually just servant leaders in a different format. So I feel like it's really important for you to understand that and for your team to acknowledge that they understand that and you are going to be available and the authenticity to tie it all together where you could let them know I'm human too, but I'm here for you. So it's a little bit of, I feel like that's where more of the balance in my life comes versus the actuality of dividing time.
Uh, Again, fabulous answer. Just reiterating, like it's going to look different depending on what demands you have in your life, what kind of role you have. I love that you brought in the servant leadership, and that yes, you do have a very amazing but challenging role leading your company, and that comes with even more different and challenging aspects in what you choose to prioritize in your work and life balance, because I can't think of another word, but what that looks like for you.
So just sum it up. This is a funny sentence my staff, my team, and I share, and that is every single day that I walk into the office, I walk on a tightrope. But the only difference is I walk in heels.
I love it.
So it's just, again, it's kind of bringing things together, but bringing people together and then delivering on the promises made, right? All while being
Absolutely.
responsible for that team, for those families that are being fed through that organization that now you are claiming to be a leader of. So you have to be a leader of.
Yes, absolutely. Um, so, being a leader, what or who do you look for when you're looking for inspiration or mentorship?
I I look for inspiration amongst the people I have met. And everybody knows this about me. It's on my LinkedIn. People collect things, I collect people. So different circumstances warrant different people and the attributes that they've brought into my life that knowing them has created as characteristics I'd like to imbibe. So that's where my inspiration comes from. It's seeing that kind of, fervor, that kind of authenticity, that kind of um, struggle or strife or success or failure and how they turn things around. So I look within my circle for inspiration. And
I
I
love
think
that.
it's really important also to look internally, because I feel like as a human, you are given so many qualities. We just choose to pick a few and ignore the rest. So I feel sometimes we just have to look inwards to move outwards. So
That is such great advice.
I look to I look to my circle for inspiration. And I have not been disappointed yet. So I don't think I have to look elsewhere.
Very, very wise. And I couldn't agree with you more. And I can't stop smiling, which is making me feel really awkward.
Oh,
You're inspiring me today, a lot. So thank you. I think we have time for one more. So I'm going to go with, what characteristics do you possess that make you an effective leader, other than what you've already mentioned? Um,
so I mentioned authenticity
mhm.
already. So I'm not going to
Yes.
go back there. And thanks for the curveball there, Jackie, um, because that's my go-to word. But my other, I'm going to bifurc the answer, right? I'm going to give you two words
I love it.
in closing. One is perspective. I love the word perspective. It's my most favorite word in the entire English language because it changes everything. And two is humor. You have to keep
Mm.
things a bit light. You know, we have to be able to smile at ourselves and sometimes at others just to kind of get through difficult situations. I feel like the three keywords that kind of govern my day, my life, my actions, my decisions a lot are authenticity, perspective, and humor.
I love that about you, and I can totally, when you lay out the three words, like just the opportunities I've had to talk to you over the past couple of years, I can totally see that. That in your servant leadership, 100%. Tanaz, thank you so much for spending some time with me and allowing us to celebrate you as our Woman of the Week.
Thank you. I really appreciate you celebrating me. I want to give a shout out to all the other women of the weeks before me and those that are coming after me, because I feel like our responsibility as women in technology is to be the unhidden figures 2.0. So let's go out and inspire people, do what we need to do, all while walking that tightrope and wearing heels.
I love it, and I'm going to leave it right there. All right, community members, this is your Woman of the Week. Be sure to comment, share your insights, give her your high fives, and until next time, happy Wednesday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a lovely day. Bye.